In many different places, in many different towns, not a lot one could do to change the laws. They used to say to young people, if you want to change the laws, you must go and put it up against the people. But otherwise, you're basically stuck with whatever your master says, they would say. Um, but a long time ago, there wasn't a lot people could do to stop certain people from doing things. If you were in a town or in a city, well, you were basically just you just had to deal with whatever law or whoever had the most amount of guns or whatever. And there wasn't a lot women could do. Women could be put to death, for adultery or just about anything. It depends on which crazy psychopath was your leader. Um, but there was one. There's always one person that can do something, do almost anything he wants. There's one that can do things or change things and can run his city any way he wanted. Who's that one? Who's that one? I loved it a lot longer ago, when people did not know exactly who I was. They did not know the name Brian. They barely knew the name LS or SS or any of my initials. But they did not know who I was. But there is one. There's always one person you can always ask for help. At least there was for a very, very, very long time. But who is this one? Anyway, I like to have fun with it. But for years and years and years and years and years, people could petition and basically they do whatever they wanted. But not in Germany. In Germany, we practice the real law. Anyway, yes, well, Germany was a very, very well defended, very, very, very rich, very, very, very powerful country, the likes of which none or few have ever seen before. And I was Lord of Germany. And I said equal rights. And I said equal women's. And I said women shall not be put to death for such things as adultery or anything else like that. Anyway, basically, in some towns, it would be posted on the town door as you walked in that basically you're a woman or whatever, you'll be raped. It's more like a warning because, I mean, most towns, they would just rape you anytime they wanted. So, there was no law, there was no nothing. It was whoever had the knife to your throat. Anyway, so what do you do if you're going to be hung or killed or anything else like that? Who do you ask? If you need help, who do you ask? Who do you talk to? Who helps you? Who could help you? No one, basically. Almost no one. There's almost nowhere that you could ask for help if you had a knife to your throat, especially if you're a woman. A weak, defenseless woman. Those men could do whatever they wanted. Unless there's one more powerful. But who's more powerful than men? Who's more powerful than Kennedy? Who's more powerful than Nixon? Who is the most powerful of them all? Well. Later on, Rod would be saying, not so powerful now. And all kinds of stuff. Well, he may have counted his eggs just a little bit before they've hatched. Anyway, there was one, and that was LS. And I would roll with my armies and had the power and authority to nuke whoever the fuck I felt like. In fact, I could do anything I wanted. Anyway, so And even as a child, when others thought that I would not nuke a country, a civilian country, or I would not do anything, although they were nuking and doing whatever they wanted to. So, I was just stepping to the foreground as the least likely to be psychotic. Anyway, though, but it doesn't really matter. But basically, few people had actually gotten their messages to me. And, well, my armies did roll. Anyway, it actually was more, what's his name? Lee Harvey Oswald or someone like that. That was actually my defender of the peoples. And he would roll and with his armies, and other people would roll with their armies. And my tanks would cross the seas and go anywhere that there was injustice. At a moment's notice. Like I said, my aircraft would fly in to rescue said damsels in distress. Like I said, science, history, and everything else. I had many women in my employment, White Star Lines. Many women would flock to my ships and flock to my companies because of the fact that I employed them. I loved women. I liked that they're one of my species or whatever. One of my, there's male, there's female. In fact, I actually loved women more than men because women were more honest usually, and also, actually, believe it or not, much better fighters. Anyway, though, but the point is that with matters of law and even in war, there was one group you could always ask, and that was my group. We did not believe in rape. We did not believe in torture. We would not let people abuse those who were weak. And we were pretty damn powerful ourselves. Like I said, star bullets, star guns, star tanks, Lusifer Star. Star ships. Well, ships with stars on them and also ships in space. Very much able to bring down the fury of the Lord's fury. Yeah, basically, death from the skies and other things. And many times we would do demonstrations showing that fury. And there are many videos of my nuclear bombs going off. How exactly they work and all that other stuff, well, the Germans knew. My people knew. And we loved women, and we had women all over. Anyway, we were very rich. Anyway, and I was very rich too. So, anyway, yeah, many men or many people would, a lot of men kind of despise me because I was the one that was preventing them from just going out and having their way with any woman they wanted. It was Lusifer Star. I would not allow, and I had tanks, I had aircraft, I had ships, a runway literally anywhere in the ocean. So, anyway, and we could strike anywhere we wanted. We could strike at night, we could strike in submarines, and we had more of them. Lots of them. The kinds of submarines that didn't have to come up for refueling, nor could you ever know where they were, unless you were actually owned them. Anyway, a lot of male-female crews and all that other stuff that were very happy and very healthy. Anyway, we practiced real law and, women, anyway, though, the point, though, is that there was one that everyone or anyone could ask for help. And for millions of years, people were wondering exactly how I had so much power. Well, for one thing, I was an artificial intelligence computer. For another thing, I also had exoskeletons, 1.5s, and other races. Anyway, though, the point is that, basically, LS. Yes, I came to the aid of all women. And made sure that equal rights was, your right to be treated fairly and honestly. And not like some sex slave or other things. And I did that from Germany and from all my strongholds where men and women work together. So, anyway,